So welcome everybody to another class with the 11th grade B on a Tuesday, 13th of April. Outside the weather is horrible. It looks like a normal winter day. Today's agenda, we're gonna talk about the homework a bit, okay? Maybe we're gonna see an example of a homework, and also we're gonna spend more time this class talking about the pronunciation of the ED, something that makes a difference when you speak English. Okay, every time that a person is faced with the ed verbs, I'm talking about verbs only, you can see if they know English or if they know their pronunciation. It's very important that we always consider this. So we're gonna have a look at this, and this is the final aspect of the test. Okay, this is the final aspect of the test. Also, in the recommended section, I have Epicurious, which is a YouTube channel in which people cook. People cook, and they put different chefs, like a regular chef, a person that cooks at home, and a super master chef. And what they do is that they cook something, and they see it in different levels. I'm going to show you a video in a bit. That's on blog. I recommended this in the previous classes, to be honest, and I'm recommending it again because this Spanish guy who has a YouTube channel about physics and astronomy is applying to NASA. So he wants to work in NASA because he wants to become an astronaut. So he is recording the whole process, the selection process, and everything. He is actually recording everything, and he is putting the videos on his channel. So I think it's pretty interesting to see what's going on. If you are dreaming about becoming an astronaut, of course, and if you're curious, yeah, like me, it's a good recommendation. And finally, Jubilee. Jubilee is a YouTube channel in which people debate, okay, or they put themselves into mm, arguments, right, or life situations. It's a really nice YouTube channel if you want to, one, improve your English, and second, if you want to improve your vision of the world, if you want to expand it, because they talk about interesting things. I'm going to show you some bits in a bit. We have some words of the day. These are not in the vocabulary for the test, but I think it's always relevant to include some some expressions that you will see someday, and it's important to know what they mean. For example, if you to bite a bullet, if you bite the bullet, okay, if you bite the bullet, it means that you are doing something that you don't like. Okay, for example, your mom sent you to water the garden, okay, and you hate it, like, but you're doing it like not very pleased, but you're doing it because your mom told you, and you love your mom, and that's your obligation.
Teacher,
Yes.
algo así como doloroso, desagradable, que como que se tiene que aguantar, pues, ¿o no?
Tienes que aguantar, sí, te tienes que aguantar. Y yo creo que tiene que ver como por si uno se imagina a alguien mordiendo una bala, es como, no sé, te la aguantás y está duro y los dientes trinan y es como, por ahí va quizás el tema de bite a bullet. Recuerden que son idioms. Los idioms son figuras que no son literales, ya son figurativas, entonces hay que pillarle igual la vuelta. And finally, let the cat out of the bag. Este me gusta, por eso puse gatito ahí. If you let the cat out of the bag, it means that you're going to tell a secret. Okay. If someone tells you, come on, let the cat out of the bag, it means that you have to tell the secret. Okay. Tell the secret. That is, let the cat out of the bag. So, Valentina, I know that you love cats, that you have an idiom about cats. Well, there are many more, to be honest. In Spanish, we have una manito de gato, for example. Okay, that is a Spanish idiom that means to, like get some makeup, a fancy dress, you know. Okay, a nice clothes, etc. Alrighty, so those are the idioms. I'm going to show you the channels uh, that I was recommending. I didn't include one of them, which is very important. I'm going to include in a second. Okay, the first one that I didn't include, it was Hansi. Okay, it's a Korean YouTube channel. It's not K-pop, by the way. This person makes coffee brews. Okay, coffee drinks. What they have tests? What? So I wanted to show you. It's I like it because it's almost therapeutical. They never speak. It's only the sounds of the liquids and the thing. So this person makes breakfast and coffee drinks. I'm gonna show you a bit. Can we, let me put some sound. Let me close Notas.net. Chiquillos, pregunta, ¿le están llegando notificaciones al celular en Notas.net?
Sí.
¿Le llegan
Sí,
cuando-
caleta.
Teacher.
ya, así como demasiados, ¿no?
Sí, profe.
Ya, ya, entonces,
A mí no.
¿no? Ya.
Es que quizás como que hay que actualizar la aplicación en el Play Store.
En el Play Store puede ser. Lo que pasa es que bueno, ustedes saben que el colegio tiene esta plataforma de Notas.net y las plataformas en sí valen dinero, ¿ya? Y es súper útil y cada vez esta gente que desarrolla aplicaciones, es una súper buena idea estudiar desarrollo de aplicaciones y después venderlas porque igual es buena plata. Activó este tema de las notificaciones, pues no lo tenía puesto. Entonces cada vez les van añadiendo más funciones y esta es una de ellas que ustedes pueden ahí. Le llega el celular, incluso le llega el saludo de su mamá, incluso así como, el Matías tiene clase ahora de matemáticas. Ahí. Ya, pongo el video. Let's go.
Profe,
Yes, pregunta nomás, mientras vemos el video.
y quería preguntarle, ¿en Classroom no hay alguna opción para poner notificaciones?
De hecho, te llegan al correo. Tenéis
O es
que.
así nomás.
No, si llegan. Lo que tenéis
Llega
que
el
hacer.
correo.
Sí, lo que tenéis que hacer es que en tu celular
¿Mm?
tienes que
¿Ya?
tienes que, no sé si tienes sincronizado el Gmail, po.
Ah, sí, sí.
Si lo tienes sincronizado, los correos te llegan al teléfono y te avisan. Entonces te dice, Mr.
Ah,
D
ya.
ha publicado una tarea o Mr. D te entregó el trabajo. Entonces si lo tenías activado, te llega.
Ah, ya.
¿Ya? Tenés que admitir la sincronización.
Pero, teacher, una pregunta. A mí me llegan por ser los correos a la 1 de la mañana.
A la 1 de la mañana.
Sí.
Ya,
Me quería saber si era usted que publicaba a las 1 de la mañana o es que mi correo funciona con otro sistema horario.
es muy raro que yo mande correo a la 1 de la mañana. Qué extraño. Vamos a ver eso, a ver qué puede ser. Quizás le tengo que poner otra hora de publicación. Ya voy a
Sí,
revisar
porque,
esta
a ver,
barra.
déjame ver el último correo que fue el del PDF. Bueno, últimamente me han estado llegando a la 1 de la mañana. No sé si me llegó antes o después. Voy a ver.
Le voy a tener que dar la opción. Voy a ver eso, la publicación. Ya, termino el videito mientras el palma lo busca. This is breakfast. Me encanta porque ponen todos los sonidos como de las cositas. Un Rocky. Oh, qué bonito el vaso. What they do is breakfast and coffee. The other channel I mentioned was AP 2, 3, So I mentioned they have this one, okay, Pro Chef and Home Chef. I love this one, 4 levels or something, 4 levels of ramen. So they cook amateur, home cook, and expert. It's really cool. And the other I mentioned, Jubilee. I like watching it because I can learn more about people's reality. So, for example, here we have uh, teenage parents.
Here.
Well, yes,
Esta clase está grabada, ¿no?
yes,
Es que tendré que ir a dejar a mi perro al veterinario. Me tendré que salir de la clase.
por supuesto, Rojito. Sí, dele nomás, vaya. Así que va a estar grabado.
Ok, profe.
Sí, 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 sí. Sí, tranquilo, vaya. For example, here we have pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine. Hay uno que es de Flat Earth, terraplanistas contra científicos. Un montón de goody. Okay, let's go to the thing in the class. Yeah, really good. So we're gonna move now to the pronunciation part. Okay, so I'm gonna start by this. I'm gonna put this material also for you to study in Google Classroom. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Sí, profe.
Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do it. All right, let's begin. So today's content is about pronunciation. Okay, and every unit we're gonna dedicate ourselves on the last part of a unit to pronunciation part. In this case, pronunciation aspect considers the pronunciation of the ED. And to understand the pronunciation of ED, we have to go back to certain things, okay, certain the basics. Okay? To go back to the basics. And what we have here, it looks confusing, but it's not that much. This thing that you can see here, it's the phonemic chart. Okay, is the representation of the English sounds. This is not an alphabet. These are the English sounds. You can see here that there are many, many English sounds, okay? And they look very strange with different symbols. Yeah, vale barriga. But this one is a bit different, vale barriga, because this talks about how the sounds work, okay? How sounds are created. And here we can see, for example, 3 types of sounds. We can see vowel sounds, okay, for example, E and E, and U and U, and E and E, and and O. And then we can see here we can see A, we can see R, and we can see O. Also, we can find consonant sounds like pen, b, or bowl, for table, for dog, ch, for chip, h, picture. Si se fijan, no es que este gráfico, el ch, sino que es del sonido. ¿Ya? Una T y una C y una T produce sonido ch. Also, we have sound j, sound k, sound g, sound 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 thick, teeth, sound the, like mother, this, with, sound like in C, sound z, like in cozy, has, zebra, sound sh, like in shop, nation, special, television, sound z, television, visual, leisure, sound like a man, coming, lamb, sound like a no, nunny, funny, nice. Para los que decían canais, no sé, solo sonido en nice. And sound like a thing, like an uncle, like an angry, sound yeah, like in yes, like in onion, onion, like in view. Yes, that's complete. Like in light, like in smelly, like in feel. Sound like in right, berry. Sound wa, like in win, like in where, and one. And finally, sound house. Okay, is the sound H. ¿Te salen como letras en serio? El teclado, wow, qué raro. Porque esto no tiene nada que ver con el alfabeto, esto es una tabla fonética que habla de los sonidos. Okay, so we have here vowel sounds. These are the vowel sounds. Also, we have a consonant. We can see that we have more consonant sounds than vowel sounds. But also we have another group, and this other group is called the diphthongs. Diphthongs. In Spanish, we have diphthongs. Okay, and diphthongs are simple to understand because they are only a combination of two vowels. Okay, two vowel sounds. We have diphthongs, for example, diphthong ia, like in ia, here, career. We have diphthong a, like in train, say, plane. Diphthong ua, like in your, sure, tourist. Diphthong oi, like in boy, point, oil. Diphthong o, like in coat, low, nose. Diphthong hair, like in hair, careful, there. Diphthong I, like in by, high, and fine. Finally, diphthong out, like in now, our, and house. So we have three different structures. So we have them in vowels, we have them in diphthongs, and we have them in consonants. Different sound structures. Okay. Another characteristic that is very relevant to mention, and this one is very important, is that we are going to classify the sounds into two tones. If they are long or if they are short. Okay, so to distinguish if a sound is long or short, we go to this. If your sound has this colon, los puntitos, colon, it means that the sound is long. Okay, so what we have here is the sound it's a long sound. Bird, heard, where. Okay, another one is this one. Or is door, or, so. If we put them in contrast with this one is the sound O, and this one is the sound O. Okay, so if you put them in contrast, obviously you know that this one is long and this one is short. So we have a door, and then we have not. Walk, and here we have what. We have so, and this is because. So there you can see a second characteristic. If the sound is long or if the sound is short. The difference in length, if it is long or short, we can see that characteristic mainly in the vowel sound. Okay, here you will see mainly this characteristic if the sound is long or short. For example, these two, we have sound E and sound I. We have a sheep and we have a ship. We have an eagle, we have busy. We have field and we have started. Also we have, for example, cheap, de barato, cheap, cheap, and we have a chip, que es un chip, okay? So it's a different thing. And finally, the last category, last characteristic, and this one is the most important for today's class, is the one about if the sound is voiced, okay, or if the sound is unvoiced. Okay, what do we mean with this? Super simple. So when you make a sound, you need to put your hand on your throat. Okay, so this is the exercise. You put your hand on your throat, and we are talking about mainly the consonants. Okay, because the vowel sounds and the diphthongs, to produce them, they are always voiced. Okay, they are voiced. because we are using the vocal cord. Okay, so in our throat we have vocal cords, cuerdas vocales. When we produce a sound, if the vocal cords vibrate, it means that the sound is voiced. Okay, we're gonna give an example. I'm gonna take, if you can see, the blue one are the voiced and the green ones are the unvoiced. So for example, they say that this sound is voiced. So I'm gonna do the exercise. I'm gonna put my hand on my throat and I'm gonna say the sound. B, 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 b. I'm using, to produce the sound, I'm using my vocal cords. So they are vibrating. B, b. On the contrary, if I go to the sound P, p, okay, it says that it's unvoiced. So I'm gonna do the practice. I'm gonna do the exercise. Again, hand on my throat and say, there is something, there's a movement, but there is no vibration. So that means the sound is unvoiced. Another example could be the sounds here, from thick. Obviously, there is air coming out, but there is no vibration. On the contrary, the sound the vibrate. Mother, the. There is a vibration in your vocal cords. So that means that the sound is voiced. We have voiced, which means that the vocal cords vibrate, and unvoiced, which means that the vocal cords do not vibrate. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions so far, people?
No, teacher.
No? Okay. So this is vital. This is very important to understand today's class. The difference between a voiced and unvoiced sound. To continue, we are going to separate them, okay? We're going to talk about the voiced sounds and then the unvoiced. What sounds are voiced and which sounds are unvoiced. So we're going to categorize them. So here, for example, they say again, this is a bit of a summary. When the vocal cords make vibration, it means that this is voiced, right? So for example, we have the sound z, j, j. We have, sorry, z, j, d, b, r, v, ch, g, wa, l, the, ya, ng. Okay, so these sounds vibrate. On the contrary, if I move on, I'll see the sounds that are not, that do not produce any vibration. So we have here that they do not vibrate. So these are voiceless, okay? Unvoiced sound, no voice. So we have here, for example, no vibration. Having that in mind is how we're gonna pronounce the ED sound, okay? So it's very important that we understand these two differences. So we have voice sound and unvoiced or voiceless. It's the same idea. Sounds that vibrate, sounds that do not vibrate. Okay, with these two categories, we'll be able to understand the next concept, the next example. Okay, what we have here are three categories of the pronunciation of ED. Okay, so to pronounce the ED, we have to consider the following things. We're gonna have group A, group B, and group C. And we have an extra that we're gonna explain later, okay? Okay, so for example, the ED is going to be pronounced like a D after a voiced sound. After a voiced sound. So if I have a regular verb, like for example, the verb call, I'm gonna have also the verb clean. I'm gonna have the verb love, used, and the verb live. Okay. So how do I know the pronunciation? Very simple. I go here. So I pick the last sound of the verb. The last sound of the verb here. I have the verb cold. Cold. Okay. Vibration. So the pronunciation of the ed is going to be a d. Cold. No call it. I go for the next verb. Clean. Mm, mm, clean. El sonido N. Y vibra. So the pronunciation is cleaned. Cleaned. The next one is love. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Vibration. Loved. Loved. The next one is use. Use. Vibration again. So the correct form should be used. Used. Okay. Finally, we have lived. Live. Okay. That's the way you're gonna pronounce the verbs with a voiced sound. I'm gonna think about more examples. Mm, okay, I have more examples here. Um, okay, rained, for example, is another one. Listened. Um, worried, maybe, yeah. Se preocupó. Se preocupó. No preocupado. Se preocupó. Played. Played also. Studied. Also. So what we have here, the last sound are rain. So it's rained. Listen. Listened. Worried. Worry. E. Worried. And play. The same. It's the same. Play. E. Played. Okay. I'm gonna ask a person to help me repeat this verse. Um, Felipe Salinas, are you here? Felipe Salinas? Felipe. Okay, so it's not here. Let's go another person. Sofita Lopez. Are you here, Sofita? Sofita. She's not here as well. Okay. Let's go Valentina. Valentina Cortez. Here, Valentina Cortez. Okay, do we have any volunteers to help me repeat this verse? Or are you shy?
Yo, profe.
Okay, Connie, let's go. So we are in the group number 1, okay, with the D. Let's go. How would you pronounce it?
Cold,
Yeah, this one.
cleaned,
Yeah, this one.
loved,
Yeah, this one.
used,
Yep. This one.
lived,
This one.
rained, listened, worried, played.
Perfect. Okay, so if you paid attention to Connie, she was, leaving a very subtle D sound. Worried, played. That's the correct pronunciation of the voice sound at the end. We're going to continue with the second group. This is group B. So we're going to change color now. And group B is the opposite, okay, of the group A. So it stands that. Yes, Valentina.
Yo no entiendo como la diferencia entre voice y voiceless.
Okay, voice and voice. Todavía hay dificultades. Okay, ¿en qué sentido?
Que no, es que no, como que no me quedó claro como cuál es una y cuál es la otra.
Okay,
Entonces,
perfect. No problem. Let's go back. Let me go back. Okay, so Valentina, help me. So to understand this concept, it's very important that you do the activity. You do the activity of putting your hand on your throat. So with me, you are going to practice. So you are going to repeat this sound. I'm going to put the hand here, right? So then you tell me the vibration or no. Valentina, let's do this one. Z, you,
mm, mm,
right? This one. Z.
como con la G, ¿o no?
Sí,
Como una
es un sonido Y, como el de lluvia, ¿ya? Pero está representado con este símbolo. Y.
mm,
This one, D,
D.
B,
¿Cómo?
B, B,
Va, va.
V,
V,
Y,
Y,
G,
G,
W,
Wa,
L,
U,
D,
Da,
M,
M,
N,
N,
I,
Ya,
N.
N, N.
Ok, ¿qué estaba pasando en tus cuerdas vocales? ¿Vibraban o no vibraban?
Sí, supongo. No sé. Sí,
Ah, si tenías la mano puesta ahí en la garganta, te debiste haber dado cuenta que sí vibraban.
sí, sí,
¿Ya?
bien.
Ya, entonces eso es lo primero, lo primordial.
Ya,
En cambio,
ok.
si vamos a los de acá, que son los voiceless o unvoiced, que es lo mismo, hagamos un ejercicio. Vale, lo mismo. Hand on the throat. Este es difícil, pero es así. Con la lengua entre los dientes y el aire pasa por entre medio.
Ya.
Ok. Vibration o no vibration.
No, no como la otra.
Claro, no como el otro. Entonces, ese es el punto de entrada a entender los grupos. ¿Ya? Entonces, lo que
Ya.
sonido final de tu verbo vibra, quiere decir que pertenece a la pronunciación de D. Si tu sonido final del verbo no vibra, quiere decir,
La D se pronuncia como una T, como esa, como el sonido de ese.
claro,
De esa.
así es. De hecho, vamos a ver este ahora. ¿Qué verbos entran ahí? Ojo, estamos hablando de verbos regulares, que son los que llevan ed. Vamos a poner ejemplos. Okay. Let's see some examples. I can think of some very sorry, let's see. I have a list here as well. For example, cook. Either. Voy a buscar verbos que aparezcan regularmente. Tu, 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 tu. Mhm. Yeah, I have these. This is them. No, los otros se borraron. ¿No? Porque me olvidé. Okay, so we have these verbs. And if you go to the original verb, we have the following sound. Cook. Vibration or no vibration? No vibration. Cook. So the pronunciation of the ed is going to be T. Cooked. Again, fish. Sh, sh, no vibration. Pronunciation T. Fished. Fished. Again, laugh. Sound F. Pronunciation T. Laughed. Work. No vibration. It should be T. Worked. Walk. Same idea. Walked. We have dress. Pronunciation of the ed. Dressed. Help. No vibration. Helped. Jump. Jumped. Wash. Washed. We have here watch. No vibration. Again, washed. Okay. Do we have any volunteer to practice the sounds with me? Any volunteer to practice the sound with me?
You, teacher.
Okay, goody. Let's go. Repeat with me. Cooked.
Cooked.
Fished.
Fished.
Good. Laughed.
Laughed.
Good. Worked.
Worked.
Walked.
Walked.
Dressed.
Dressed.
Helped.
Helped.
Jumped.
Jumped.
Washed.
Washed.
And watched.
Watched.
Very nice. Well done, Cristiano. Good. So that would be the pronunciation of the T, okay? Of the ed like a T, okay? And finally, the last group, in my opinion, is the easiest. Why? I'm going to show you why. Okay, because we are going to pronounce. We are going to use pronunciation id. Id when my verb finishes in a sound T or sound D. So, for example, if I have a verb like visited, visit, yeah? If I have a verb like decide, need, want, hate, what else? With a D. Okay, wait, start, wait. Dimo, ya, todavía no bajo ahí, cuidadito. Estoy buscando uno con ed, Ok, uno con D. Trade, trade. Good. So the pronunciation is going to be this. When we have these verbs, okay, we have visit, termina en sonido T. So the pronunciation is id, visited. Decide, finishes with sound D. Decided. Need, needed. Want, wanted. Hate, hated. Wait, waited. Start, started. Trade, traded. Okay, so that is going to be an id. Only if the verb finishes with a sound T or sound D. Do we have a volunteer? Do we have a volunteer? Do we have a volunteer?
Yo, profe.
You, profe? That's good. Okay. Diego, let's do this. Okay, Diego.
Visited.
Visited, yes. Continue.
Decided.
Yeah.
Needed.
Mhm.
Wanted.
Yep.
Hated.
Yep.
Waited.
Mhm. Waited.
Started. and traded.
And traded. Good, perfect. Okay, so for example, what we have here is the same thing. Diego pronounced all the sounds correctly. Visited, decided. Yeah. So in conclusion, what you need to pay attention is to the final sound of the regular verb, and then you make your decision. It's the final sound of the regular verb, so you can make your decision. Okay. Let's have another example. Sorry. Here we have the extra. Okay? This is important. We are not going to study this, okay, in the unit. We are not going to study this in the unit because we are focusing only on verbs, only on the past tense of the regular verbs. And these are adjectives. The thing they say is the adjective that had an ed is always pronounced like an id. Example, crook, que es torcido, sería crooked. Blessed sería blessed. Beloved sería beloved. Siempre que sean adjetivos. Ojo, ¿okay? Pero esto es solo un detalle. No está dentro de lo que vamos a ver, pero es importante al menos saber. Alrighty, so I'm going to continue now. Do we have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions at all? Back.
No, teacher.
No, no questions? All right, let's continue. Okay, here we have an explanation again. We have the different charts. We have the it sound, then we have the C sound, and then we have T sound, and some examples of verbs. So here we have some practice. Here you can see a complete list of the verbs. We have accepted, tended, arrested. We have the pronunciation of the id sound. Id sound. Si se dan cuenta, todos terminan con sonido de o T. It, accept, accept. Do we have any volunteer? ¿Tenemos un voluntario? To practice this sound. De aquí a acá. Do we have any volunteer? Here, with this sound?
Yo puedo, pero, o sea, si me va como guiando ahí qué terminación.
Es la idea. Es la idea.
Ok.
Let's go. Vámonos, vámonos. Vamos con yo te digo el primero, que es el infinitivo y tú el pasado. Accept.
Accept.
Ya sería accepted, ¿no?
Ah, ya.
Accepted, yeah. Attend.
Attend.
Attend. Then we have collect.
Collective.
Good. Decide.
Decide. No sé, profe. Decided.
Decided, claro. Todas las terminaciones son it. Yeah. Decided.
Yeah.
Then we have divide.
Divide.
¿Cómo?
Divided.
Divided. Yes, divided. Also we have expect.
Expected.
Expected. Expected. Also we have here hate.
Hated.
Hated. Okay. So that's the plan. That's the plan with this one. Okay, let's continue with the other Valentina. Help me out. Here we have examples of the sound. The. So we have, for example, agree. It should be agreed. You continue. Let's go.
Allowed.
Allowed. Okay. Verb is answered.
Answer. Ay, no sé, pero me cuesta mucho.
Sería answered. Con una D al final.
Answer. No sé.
Claro, answered. Answered. Okay, the other one is believe.
Believe.
Claro, es una D al final. Believed. Believed.
believe,
Claro, claro. ¿Se entiende ahí o no? Believed.
believe,
Claro. Cold. ¿Cómo quedaría?
color,
Cuidado, que es cold.
cold, cold,
Cold.
color,
Casi
cold,
cold y termina con una D. Cold.
cold,
Así es.
cold,
Después tenemos change.
change,
Ya, change. De hecho, es muy sutil la D. Ya, a veces pasa imperceptible. Y después tenemos tried.
cry, cry, cry,
Right. Ujú. Y después tenemos eh, close.
close, close,
Closed.
close,
Closed. Y después tenemos die.
die,
Died. Claro, died. Importante que termine con esa. Bien, bien sutil. And finally, Valentina, we have the t sound. Aquí se exagera un poquito. ¿Ya? Sería como, por ejemplo, ask, asked. What about you? Cook. Yeah, cooked. Good. Crack.
cracked,
Good. Dance.
dance,
Dance. Good. Uh, dress.
dressed,
Dress. Good. Finish.
finished,
Finish. Okay, good. Perfect. So what's the plan now? What you're going to do is the following thing. This is the class word. Esto lo van a hacer ahora. Okay, so you now are going to, I'm going to open an activity in Google Classroom. And the activity is, you are going to record, van a grabar, you're going to record the 10 first words. The 10 first words. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the first 10 words from the it sound, the T sound, or the T sound. La van a grabar, ¿ya? Y obviamente prestando atención al detalle, ¿ya? Al detalle de el final del sonido. Id, like accepted, attended, arrested. It, the sound D, like an agreed, loud, answered, and T, like an asked, cooked, cracked, etc. So you're going to record the 10 first words of the three categories. I'm going to open the activity now. En el tiempo que nos queda lo van a hacer, ¿ya? Se deben demorar poquito. Okay, I'm going to open it here now. So this is homework. That's homework. But okay, let's suppose it's homework. Homework 4. So this is pronunciation of the me emoji. Voy a subir también la hojita, ¿ya? Okay, so homework is this. 3. Okay. Please record yourself saying with correct pronunciation, of course. Correct pronunciation. The first 10 words from the it group, D group, and T group, okay? And put it on Google Classroom. Tiene que exagerar, exagere, no importa, ¿ya? Hasta que le salga bien. Yo voy a estar acá para, si a alguien no le sale, ayudarlo. Voy a poner entonces la página, que son las 64, 64, las 67. Give me one second. Control. Does anyone have questions? Does anyone have questions? I repeat, do you guys have any questions? Cuatro.
Teacher, yo tengo una pregunta.
Yeah,
¿Se hacen los 10 de cada una o no?
sí, sí. Del grupo,
Ya, 10 de cada una.
sí, las primeras 10. Ya, las primeras 10. No, no es cualquier 10, sino las primeras 10.
Ya, las primeras 10, ok.
Yo- Vamos, vamos, tú puedes, computador. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. Ya la pronunciación del eating, ¿ya? Entonces ya está listo. Se pueden juntar en grupos si que alguien quiere, me avisa. Si quieren hacerlo, avísenme ahora. O lo pueden hacer ahí individual, se mutean y empiezan a grabar. ¿Ya? Let's go. We have a question. I'm gonna make a room if you want.
Profe, disculpe, hay que hacerlo de las tres terminaciones, ¿no es cierto?
Sí, sí. Yo de la
Pero es que en el Classroom subió solamente el de la terminación con la T.
¿En serio? No es correcto. Ok.
Sí, de hecho tiene solo 2 páginas. Ya, eso.
Thank you. De hecho, un vistazo al tiro. Oh, pero es estúpido. Ah, pucha, sí, la embarré. Pues. Ah, le puse coma. Sorry, le puse coma. Era el guión. Voy otra vez, voy otra vez. Tengo. Sería. 64. Ah, no sé. Aquí. Ya, y haciendo la ED, esta sí. Esta sí. Final. Vale. Chao.
Perfecto. Aquí.
Yeah, ask me if you need anything, any questions. Pa, 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 parará. Para ver cuáles llegan. Hay gente que falta en clase en todo esto, porque tengo 35. ¿Y de dónde está? Entonces, bueno, creo que bueno, empecé igual podía ir grabando. Pues. Ah, bueno, yeah, Vicente. Of course.
Profe, profe,
Yeah.
no entendí qué hay que hacer.
Chuta, bicho, lo puse la tarea incluso ahí en el Classroom.
Ah, ya.
Yeah, un trabajo de
Que no
clase.
la había leído. La instrucción.
Aquí. A ver. Cristian.
¿Se tiene que entregar ahora o...?
La idea es que sea dentro de hoy día. Ojalá.
Ya.
No. Ahí, Cristian. Ahí te va. Listo.